Meanwhile, in What the F news, you know I've been watching this Megyn Kelly thing kind of closely, mostly because I work in the broadcast field, so I know a little bit about this stuff. According to TMZ, Megyn Kelly is a day away from settling with NBC. And I'm going to paraphrase parts of it. But basically, according to this article, NBC was paying her close to $25 million a year. And the network, just to settle with her, may end up paying $50 million. Sources familiar with the negotiations tell TMZ Megyn's deal is a 3-year firm contract, and she has around 1 year and 10 months to go. We're told that her lawyer, Brian Friedman, is going to have a call with NBC brass tomorrow and demand the network pay her remaining full salary or face a lawsuit. We're told Friedman's case is that Kelly was targeted early on after she made critical remarks about Matt Lauer on her show after he was fired for sexual harassment. Lauer is was well-liked, I should say, at NBC, and the staff and talent became royally ticked off at Kelly because she seemed to go at Lauer almost gleefully. And TMZ sources says that Kelly also personally believes that her comments about NBC News chairman Andy Lack ticked off him and other brass, and that they had it out for her. Well, you're practically biting the hand that feeds you. Of course, they're going to look at you sideways. Of course, they're going to look at you or have some kind of feelings about it. As for the ending the relationship over her blackface comment, Kelly and Friedman will argue she was treated with gross unfairness, pointing to a town hall meeting Wednesday where NBC talent, including Al Roker, blasted her and she wasn't invited to defend herself. Unfairness? How many times you got away? See, that's what the problem was, and this is where I go to my own personal opinion. This is where I go to my own personal opinion. You got used to Fox News because they practically let you get away with murder, and you hadn't realized or got it through your head. You not at Fox. Anyway, the article also goes on that they will also argue that NBC has given other talent a pass for insensitive comments, such as Joy Reid, who made homophobic comments in a blog before she started at MSNBC, but was never punished. See, the key there is that this was before she was at MSNBC. If this was while she was under contract with NBC Universal, that would be a little different. But this was before. Although, to be honest, they probably should have looked at that and be like, ooh, we don't need you to work here. Sorry, Joy. But nevertheless, she made them before she started, not while she was working for them. Then the article goes on to talk about Friedman sent an email to NBC News president Noah Oppenheim, saying that he wanted a face-to-face discussion about a settlement and wanted Rona Farrell in the room. Farrell is about to release a book highly critical of NBC and the way it handled his Harvey Weinstein reporting. NBC shut down that request. Whether they did something dirty or not, wise move. Apparently, this is all expected. Well, it says go down Friday, which is today. So, apparently, it was going down or has gone down today. And then there's a lot of people at NBC who are staff who are watching the network cut costs right and left, yet they made a $75 million deal with Kelly to do 2 shows, which, if you recall, she also had that primetime show, neither of which did tremendously. And I would go so far, it could be the bias and everything, but I would go as far as to say, Miss Kelly, let's be honest, and excuse my language, but your ass wasn't producing. That's the bottom line. If you ain't bringing in them viewers, which thus they can bring in that revenue money, you ain't gonna last long. Go ask Steve Harvey how that works. I mean, that's just bottom line. Yeah, it was probably other things she said too, but the bottom line was she's not bringing in that money. And the blackface thing was just the ammunition they needed to get her up out of there. To get her on up out of there. Because after that, they had an excuse. They had a legitimate excuse to get her out of there. So, once again, she could say whatever she wants. But, bottom line, Megyn Kelly has no one to blame but herself for her exit, for losing her job. Now, as far as the contract goes, if that's the way it's worded, hey, you can't really get mad at her for that. Get mad at NBC for being stupid and not wording it in such a way that, hey, if you do X this or this or this, you violate the terms of your contract. It's not her fault NBC wasn't smart enough to do that. At the same time, you can't control how other people act and respond. You can only control what you do. And Megyn Kelly at 47 still hasn't learned that. I'll tell you what, they may talk about Al Roker and all, but NBC, I bet you this picture right here is looking good right about now. Well, what goes around comes around. And yes, I will ride that concerning this subject to my grave. You had something that was working and you messed it up to get this chick. And now it's biting you in the behind, NBC. I'm out.